Hello and welcome back to Inspiration with Milambo. I am Milambo Mezinga, your business and personal finance coach. Now today I would like us to talk about controlling your impulse to spend. You know, one of the keys towards wealth creation is that you should be able to spend less than you earn. It's the only way you have money to set aside to actually start investing in assets, investing in a business, investing in land, investing in stocks, and whatever other kind of investment that you can make to start growing your net worth. For you to be able to do that, you should be able to live on less than you earn. Now, every time a person lives on less than they earn, it's not because they don't have anything to buy. It's always as a result of financial discipline. You must be able to discipline yourself. And how do you do that? It's by delaying gratification. Which means that if you are walking along Carroll Road and you see a beautiful dress and you just want to buy it, you just have to have it, you should be able to control that impulse and say, you know what? I'm on a wealth creation journey and I'll be able to afford in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, I'll be able to afford even more dresses, even better looking dresses than this. So I do not need to spend money on this. Instead, let me use this money to save it and invest it in something which can grow my money. Then I'll be able to afford something even better than this. That's how you delay gratification. It's by having this conversation in you. It's not just saying, I'll not buy it, let me look the other way. Because the moment you just say that, the more you want it. The more you say, I don't want to buy it, I shouldn't buy it, no, I can't afford to buy this because I'm on this journey, you'll be forced to buy it. The more you will want it. So you should have that conversation in your mind to say, it's not that I'm never going to have it, but I can have it at a later date, and I can have even more, I can have even better than this if I can only discipline myself to put aside certain funds to actually start investing and to grow my net worth. Then I'll be able to afford this. So it's so important that you learn to live on less than you earn. Many times people who come to me think that they have an income problem because they're always thinking, how can I increase my income so that I can afford more things? Of course, it's important for every person to actually increase their income. But if you keep increasing your income, but you don't discipline your spending, then it doesn't matter how much more your income increases. I've seen people who are broke and always stuck when it comes to money. When they were getting 5,000, their income increased to 10,000, 15,000, and they're still always broke, even when their income has increased. Why? Because their expenses have risen to meet that income. The only way to avoid that kind of trap, because that is almost like the automatic thing that happens. When your income increases, your spending also increases if you are not financially disciplined. So it actually has to be a habit in you that you have to inculcate to say, I'm going to live on less than I earn. And how do you do that? It's by working with a budget. So your budget is basically a plan to see how you're going to utilize the resources that are coming to you. So you look at how much money is coming in, what are my actual expenses, and which ones are expenses and which ones are desires, which means which are the things that I cannot live without, and what are the things which are just nice to have but I can actually live without them, maybe for the next 6 months or until further notice. What are those things? So it's important to make that differentiation in your mind or on paper so that you're able to remove certain things that you've been spending money on unnecessarily. And while you do that, it's so important that you also have a look at the small expenses, because small expenses always add up. Many times when we're budgeting, we just focus on the big things. I paid rentals, I paid for power and DSTV and this, but we forget the small expenses like airtime and out dinners, takeaways and all that. So those small expenses, a 200 there, a 350 there, or I just did my nails, I just bought a wig, I just bought that, they add up and they eventually eat up at our money. So it's important that you have an understanding of how you actually spend your money. Where does your money actually go? What are the things that make you spend all the money that you earn? And a budget will be able to show you what your real expenses are and what your desires are, and how much you can spend. You can start to spend from your income, and how much you can actually start to invest, or how much you can start to save so that you can start to invest. The next thing is you should be able to separate your money. When you start the habit of saving, separate your savings from your spending money. Many times people have one account, and I call that account the spending account, because when your money hits that account, what's going to happen is that you're going to start spending, you're going to start withdrawing money from that account. So many times people will say, I tried to save at 2,000 last month, but I ended up using it. I asked them, where was the money? It wasn't the spending account. Did you separate the accounts? No. So the first thing you must do when you start to save is you must separate your money. It will give you clarity, it will give you discipline, and it will show you when you're actually eating into your savings, because it's a whole different account. And in fact, put that money so far away, maybe in a fixed deposit account where you'll not be able to break it so easily. That will help you stay disciplined, especially in the early stages. Next, change your associations. Many of my clients who come to me, when they're explaining their situations to me, I always ask people to explain their financial situation to me, so that I'm able to tell them what their problem is. Because when someone is speaking, they think this is what the problem is, but the problem is actually something else. And I noticed that there are so many people who are influenced by their associates to actually spend more money than necessary. So you find that this person has a certain group of friends who are always asking them, well, let's go out this weekend to Siavonga, let's go out this weekend for this outing, let's go out for dinner and have this meal, let's go to this place, they just opened this door, let's go and have a taste of their food, let's go and do this. There are certain friends who are constantly asking you to spend. So if you are on this journey and you've just decided, to improve your money habits and to inculcate the habit of saving and investing, when you have those kinds of associations, it becomes very dangerous for your journey, because eventually those people will pull you back into your old habits, and again you start to spend unnecessarily. So it's important that you de-associate yourself with those people who make you spend unnecessarily. De-associate yourself if you are really focused on your goal, on your financial goals. And that's why I always emphasize that it's important to work with very clear financial goals and a very clear financial plan, because that is what helps you stay disciplined when it comes to spending. Otherwise you say, well, it's just for this weekend, it's just for tonight, it's just for today, and before you know it, you are back to your old habit of spending 100% of everything you earn, and it will make it even harder next time if you want to improve your money habits, because you'll be thinking to yourself, I've tried this before, it didn't work. It's not that it didn't work, you just weren't able to identify your spending triggers. Every person has those spending triggers which just make them spend even when they didn't plan on it. So identify the friends and the associates who actually make you spend unnecessarily and de-associate yourself with them. The bottom line of all of this is that if you can't control your spending, it doesn't matter how much your income grows. It does not matter. It's like putting sand in a sieve. If you can't control your spending, even if your income grows to 100,000, you will keep spending everything you make, because the way we handle money, the way we manage money, the way we see money, the way we deal with money, is as a result of the habits which are inculcated in our minds. They are ingrained in our minds. So the way we think, the way we respond, the way we act when it comes to money is as a result of habit. So if you want to change your money situations, you first of all must change your money habits in your mind, and that begins with disciplining yourself to spend less than you earn. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this audio as much as I did. Until next time, it's been Milambo Mizinga, your business and personal finance coach. Bye-bye.